Hey,
Yeah,
I got a
yeah.
joke for y'all.
What?
How do you kill a polar bear?
Well, don't get me laughing. Bubba, you gonna
You
get me
cut a
laughing.
hole in the ice, and when he bends over to look at him, you kick him right in the ice hole.
It is not. Yes.
Good Lord.
Oh, are we live? We're good to go? Hey guys, welcome to Live from Fire and Safety. I'm Bubba.
Hey, I'm Russ.
Today we got a special guest with our good friend, First Responder Manager from Globe Corporation, MSA Globe. I'm going to correct that,
Absolutely.
MSA Globe. Sorry, we've been dealing with Globe for a long time. MSA recently bought them out within the last 2 years.
2 years, certainly did. It's been a great marriage,
It's
good
been a great
partnership.
marriage.
Absolutely has.
There was a little fear for us in the initial takeover, but you know, hey, with you made it an easy transition. Those guys have been great. Thank you for being on the show today.
Certainly appreciate the opportunity, Russ. Bubba, thanks for having me.
No problem.
It's a joy to be here. We're going to be talking about some important things for firefighters.
That's exactly right.
Absolutely. Well, guys, we're going to give you a second to tune in because today is the day. Now, last week, my Gamecocks, they let me down, but hey, I'm still a Gamecock at heart. We got a good season ahead of us.
That's what I'm talking about, Bubba. That's what I'm talking about. Stick with your thing, buddy.
Yeah, I mean, you know, you don't trade ship just because something falls. You know what I mean? You still stay with them. And but Russ, tell us about what we're gonna give away today.
All right, we told everybody last week when we had our show, Mr. Coach Ford was on here. That was a great success. Glad to have him. Hopefully he's tuning in watching us today. But we're giving away, you're going to have a choice. Clemson, South Carolina football tickets. They're playing in Columbia. Or your choice, the Georgia Bulldogs and the South Carolina Gamecocks in Athens. So what we're fixing to do is spin it, and the winner will have that choice. But when they call in or contact us today, what do they got to do, Bo?
Man, they got to know that key phrase.
Gotta
And
know
if
the
you
key
don't know
phrase.
that key phrase, we will not let you think about it. When I ask you what the key phrase is, you need to answer it. If not, Russ, we're going to come back live tomorrow and give them away again.
Yep. So you'll have
Just
another
because
shot.
your name is drawn does not mean you win. You better had watched the show last week with Coach Ford.
There you go.
All right, guys. Now's
This is
the
it.
time. Here we go. Spin it and win it. Russ, we'll say them all at the same time.
Well, Bubba, I don't have my glasses.
Well, okay. I can't help you're blind. And the winner is going to be Dylan Simmons. Dylan Simmons, or Salmons. I'm not sure how to pronounce that. I know I got it, but I autocorrect her. I think it was Salmons. Dylan Salmons. I'll be in contact with you shortly, my friend. You better
Great
know
luck.
that key
Good luck.
phrase.
Congratulations, Dylan.
Go Gamecocks is the only thing I got to say, Gary.
Go Dogs.
Go
Absolutely.
Gamecocks. Well, Gary, one of the most important questions that we're seeing here lately is how to maintain, how to decon turnout gear. And it's really, people have made it a whole lot worse. In 1993 up to about 1998, my home department said, we really don't want to wash it because it's going to wash the flame retardant off of it. And that's absolutely not true.
Not true.
Let's talk a little bit about 1851. I believe it's NFPA 1851 where they introduced you to wash your garments.
Guide to standards, absolutely.
And what that is, guys, is it's not rocket scientists. What we want to do in order to wash that gear, you obviously have to break the 3 layers apart. It's imperative that you wash the outer shell with itself because you don't want to cross-contaminate. You don't want to take the outside barrier and put it onto the inside where it's going to be next to your skin. The DRD, the suspenders, anything that's loose lay, you want to hand wash it yourself and air dry those products. And the same way on the inner liners. You want to make sure that you wash them, and then when you go to dry them, turn them inside out for faster drying.
Well, the things that you said, Bub, is 100%. I'd like to add a couple things to that. All your outer shells, if you have multiple sets of gear that needs to be washed, all of your outer shells can be washed together, and you can wash them without overloading the unit.
Right.
And a lot of times, some of those outer shells or they're so dirty that they may need to be washed twice.
Right. Correct. Yeah.
If you have a front loader machine, and NFPA recommends a front loader machine.
Correct. Without an agitator.
Without an agitator, absolutely. And that's going to be, when the standard changes at the end of this year, the beginning of next year, that's going to be mandatory front loader machines.
Right.
Agitators will be taken out of the picture altogether.
Correct.
Okay. So what you want to do, you want to look at the inside of that machine or the little glass bowl there. If the water's dirty or there's no suds that's been injected into the machine or the detergents and stuff that you put in there, the water has soaked up all it can soak up and clean all that it can clean. So sometimes the outer shells have to be washed twice. Now, it doesn't necessarily need to be dried twice, but the outer shells need to be washed twice.
Right.
The thermal liners, moisture barriers, they're attached. They're the other component of your turnout gear. They're attached. So what you want to do is you want to take those components and turn them inside out so that the thermal liner will be rolling around in the tub so there won't be any damage to the moisture barrier.
Right.
Okay? So once that's done and it's extracted, take it out, and we recommend air drying. And the reason we recommend air drying is that there's less fatigue on the garments, less fatigue on the fibers and things like that. So air drying, it doesn't beat the garments around like it does while you're washing. So we do recommend air drying.
And not in the sun either.
Right.
Not in direct sunlight,
Yeah, not in
absolutely.
direct sunlight.
And
Absolutely.
I know that there's a recommendation of nothing more on a, if you are using a dryer, nothing more than 85 Gs as far as that timetables goes. Is that still correct?
That's in the extractor mode, and it's 100 Gs.
100 Gs.
Yeah, 100 Gs. And what that does is it spins the garment so tightly against the machine that the thermal quilting, it can actually rip it apart or make it separate. So that's why we recommend them more than 100 Gs. When we're washing and drying also, if you use your extractor and you have to use a temperature, we recommend regular tap water going into the machine, no more than 105 degrees for the water going in, and no more than 105 degrees temperature drying as well.
Right. And also something that I like to do, and I'm gonna tell you, I'm guilty of this, never use your home washing machine to wash your gear, and I've done that one time before.
Yeah,
And that's me. I'm the guy.
No wonder Corey turned out like he did. I'm just saying.
My wife didn't like it either.
Well,
So, don't do that
It's
anymore.
very important too, guys, about picking your detergent. You never want to use a fabric softener blend nor bleach with that product. And you guys recommend using a liquid detergent versus the soap because of the residue and the crud buildup. Is that correct?
Anything that we can do to where it does not break down the fibers in the garments is what we want to do. We recommend a liquid detergent. There's several liquid detergents on the market for sale. We do not endorse any liquid detergent. We're going to tell you that a liquid Tide, a liquid Cheer, a liquid House Brand with a pH between 6.0 and 10.5 is a good garment to use because it does not harm any of the Nomex, the Kevlars, and the PBIs that's in the garment. So using those with no bleach is certainly good to use. If you get into something that's heavily soiled like gasolines, diesel fuels, motor oils, and things like that, you can use about a tablespoon of Dawn dishwashing liquid to go in there. No more because it would certainly suds the machine to death. But it will help break down the oils and the alkalines and things like that and get those garments,
You can
get
actually
those
do
out.
like a small pre-wash before you put it in there.
You
also.
can, Russ, that's a good comment. Spray and wash, Vivid, Tide has one, some of the spray and washes. Use your gloves, of course your gear is contaminated, you want to use your gloves. Just put a little spray and wash, the spray detergents on there. Let it set, rub it in a little bit, a few minutes, let it soak for 15 or 20 minutes, put it in the machine and let it do its job. Absolutely.
So really briefly, there's a lot of customers out there that says, okay, when is my time to wash my gear? And I reply to them anytime it's dirty. Anytime you run into that contamination, you need to be watching it. Is there any clarity to that?
Well, Bubba, that's another good question as well. Everything that you guys have asked this morning are very important questions, and we're certainly going to run out of time before we be able to answer them all. But, when your gear is dirty, let's say you have a couple engine companies that run to a residential fire. The guys that really went in and did the work, the ones that's on the nozzle and the captains and everybody that really went in, got smoke-filled turnout gear, got into the sheetrock paste and the soot and the ashes and things like that. Those are the people that needs to have their gear washed after every fire.
Gotcha.
The other people that go in and maybe just pull hose and take buckets and axes and do some ventilation and things like that, do they necessarily need to have their gear cleaned? Not really, but the ones that really got in and got the carcinogens in them. And this is something that I like to say. Globe has been a great sponsor of 1851. We've gone through thousands of departments throughout the United States and taught 1851 classes. All of our first responder sales managers are trained to do that. And what I like to bring up is the quality of life that a firefighter has. It's what you do today that's going to affect the quality of life of a firefighter 10, 20, and 30 years down the road.
Exactly.
So whenever he goes in without an air pack, or whenever he goes in without a set of turnout gear, whenever he goes in and he's not properly dressed, he's putting himself at risk. What's the most valuable asset of a fire department?
Oh, it's the firefighter.
The firefighter.
Exactly.
And we're not doing, a lot of fire departments are not doing their job by not properly dressing these people out, or people's going in too soon before they do things that they're supposed to. So, you know, it's the quality of life that we're looking for down the road.
That's
And
awesome.
also too, on the last thing I always do, the DRD, it's always good to hand wash that. Not put it in the
Absolutely.
wash machine, kind of hand wash that real good and let it air dry.
Absolutely, yeah. You know, the DRD is protected between the outer shell, the thermal liner, and moisture barrier. So unless it's been deployed, you know, there's probably not even a reason to wash that every time.
Oh,
But the suspenders and the DRD can be washed, hand washed in the utility sink.
it's also good to lay it out and take a picture of it. So when you go to put it back in, you
Russ.
know how to.
Well, no,
I had to
Russ,
do it.
this is-
I did it.
This is something that you don't know. All of our garments are have serial numbers. The outer shell thermal liner and the DRD all have serial numbers that match.
Right.
So you can match those serial numbers, and they all
No, you
go
gotta know how to
together.
get it back in the right place.
Russ never had Lego blocks growing up, so he can figure stuff out. So.
I put it in 2 or 3
Hey,
times.
Alan
still work right.
Sims. You remember Alan Sims, Gary? Hey, you guys, Brad Manus. Good to see y'all watching.
Thank
you
y'all.
for watching.
Appreciate it.
So
Quick.
we want to thank Globe for being so
We do.
in tune to the firefighters and to us. You guys have been so good working with us over the years, and we just want to appreciate you guys. Really briefly, let's talk about the athletics, man. It's the Cadillac of Cadillacs, Gary. I love it. Now, I'm a big guy, and you know, I just can't afford it myself. Let's talk about it a little bit today, and let's talk about how neat it is.
Well, you know, that's a project that Globe has been working on for several years, and we have a model here that we'd like to bring up and show you a little bit of the athletics garment.
Stand right here, model.
I'll
If he's
have
a
to
model,
say,
if he's a model, Gary, I'm the president.
Well, I'm gonna be honest. Y'all said go Dogs and go Gamecocks, you know, but Clemson's actually the best. So
Okay.
Okay,
bring that
fair
up.
enough.
That's why you don't have a mic. So
That's why I'm center attention right now.
you know,
Okay.
certainly today, I get excited whenever I talk about the athletics. It's something that nobody in the industry has. It's materials in the industry that nobody has. Tincata materials, they manufacture a PVI stretch material for us. So these materials stretch whenever the firefighter moves. It's the only garment in the industry that has a 7-panel design. Firefighter suits in the industry have 3 panels. They have a left front panel, a right front panel, and a back.
Right.
This garment, the jacket itself, is a 7-panel system, and we can show that by panel here, number 1, number 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, the broad panel in the back, and 7 panel here. And what that does, it works with the firefighter. The firefighter doesn't have to worry about, you know, is my gear going to work with me? Am I going to have stress? You know, what do I have to do to move 2 or 3 times to get up in the back of the truck, do a window seal, or do a search and crawl? If you'll notice, whenever our model here raises his right hand, look at the jacket over here on this side. There's no movement with this jacket at all. And that's because the panel system is working individually with each side of the garment. The back of the panel over here, whenever he does his big bear hug to pull somebody out or do a firefighter drag, you can see that there's no type of garment stretching into his back to cause compression burns. This material, as I said before, is a stretch material from Tincata. And what it does, if you'll stay turned around for me here, you can see this is about 18 to 20 inches here, but you can look whenever I take the garment and pull it, that the material stretches.
Stretches out.
And it only stretches in one direction, so therefore we have to cut the materials or cut the panels to where they're going to stretch with the firefighter. You know, you've got the stretch material, you've got the contoured slip, you've got the 2x10 pockets or 2x8 pockets. We have the fleece line hand warmer pockets in the back, and the garment just works with the firefighter. It just works individually. It works
So,
great.
in a nutshell, this is the first one. It's kind of like leggings for firefighters.
Well, I don't know if I would call it that, Bubba, but I want to tell you, it is a state-of-the-art garment. The outer shell thermal liner and the moisture barrier all moves. We built with a mesh in the back so it moves as well. So if you'll pull off the jacket, we'll go over that real quick.
Really briefly too, one of the things when Jeff put it on, he was amazed at how flexible it was, how liable that material
Absolutely. He
was.
said it felt like a 10-year-old garment whenever he put it on, and that's just the way this garment moves and operates. It's broken in right out of the box. Yeah. So if you'll pull the jacket off, we talked about the flexibility of the garment with the outer shell. If you look on the inside, we have a Kevlar mesh on the inside that stretches with the firefighter as well.
Right.
So that whenever Globe does something, or Globe and MSA does something, we put something in the outer shell, we build that into all 3 layers as well.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Looking at the pant real quick, and I know that we're starting to run short on time. The H-back padded suspenders come standard, either the H-back or the X-back. Slanted pockets, so whenever the firefighter kneels down, the pocket flap's going to be in the perfect position. Fully Kevlar. Cathedral style knee that we have here, and you can see that we built pleats and stuff into the knee here, so whenever he bends down, it's going to work with him for less bulk and management there. A U-shaped crotch is a little bit different than our diamond-shaped crotch that we've had in years past. So whenever he goes to stretch and to get up into a window sill and things like that, the garment's really going to move with him.
And I guess that's better mobility.
Better mobility all the way around, yes. Reverse boot cut is standard in all of our garments as well. So, that's just a quick overview of the athletics. This is the athletics pant, but it's an IH pant version, so an internal harness can be put in that pant as well.
Good deal.
Good deal.
All right, guys, there you have it. That's the Athletics by Globe. Some very, very nice stuff, Gary. Some very, very nice stuff. Some cutting edge stuff. I know Jeff. He don't say a whole lot, but when he put it on, he was amazed. Jeff, you got anything you want to add about it? How comfortable it is?
It's just great.
You know you can't have that, right?
I know.
It's Gary's demo.
Yeah, you can't
So
have
we're
that.
gonna need to watch you take it off.
Yeah, one thing I'd like to add there, Bubba, the jacket is a natural color. That's a PBI natural color, and the pant is a dyed. So it does come in 2 colors.
Hey, the good thing about it, though, if anybody out there, any of our customers want to know more about it, all they got to do is contact us.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
We'll be glad to come out.
And if you guys are watching from another state, contact your local Globe dealer, and they can get it set up for you as well.
Yeah.
Correct. Yeah, thanks for that,
We
Bubba.
do have
Ashley
multiple.
Plexico, thank you for tuning in.
What's up, Ashley? Hey, I got to call you here in a little bit. I actually got to call Robert, so tell him I'll be calling him soon. Okay, Ashley. Listen, for our guys out there on the coast, we know there's a bad storm coming. You guys are in our thoughts and prayers. If you have any family evacuating up to the upstate, give us a call. We'd love to make sure they're staying in a safe place. Maybe entertain them if you will. Also, be staying tuned to the Facebook page. We will be gathering some supplies to send to the coast, cases of water, so on and so forth. So stay tuned to Facebook. Watch that, and we'll be a drop-off station. Corey and I'll be mounting a charge within the next few days to head down there to help our buddies out. Richie, I know you done evacuated off Dewey's Island. You be safe. I'll see you soon, my friend.
Yeah, all our customers up and down the coastline, Horace County,
Absolutely.
Colleton,
Colleton.
Charleston, North Charleston, all of them guys.
You guys stay
you know,
safe,
thoughts and
man.
prayers.
Anything that we can do to help, just let us know. But the main thing is you guys are in our thoughts and prayers. Gary, thank you, my friend, for being
Bubba,
on the
thanks for
show.
having us.
Thank you, my friend.
Thank you.
Appreciate you.
Thank you for all your assistance.
Thanks for being our model.
Well, thank you.
So anything,
And to our
Russ?
model. To our model.
Oh
Done great,
yeah,
man.
you gotta give him a little bit
Yeah,
of credit.
you done good.
Go
I
Gary.
wanted you to slide in, but since, this worked.
I didn't want to mess up my new turnout gear,
Yeah,
so I didn't want
For
to.
all
Not-
your
not-
hard work,
not
you can go
yours.
over there and get a water bottle. It's on me, okay? So anyway, guys, thank you guys for tuning in, sharing. Remember to like, share the page. We're going to be giving away something next week. Russ hasn't
Exactly
told
right.
me what it is yet. But,
That's a surprise.
Yeah, it's a surprise. Hey, till next time, say your prayers. Don't forget the guys on the coast. Until then, we'll see you next week.
God bless.
Thank you.